Coach. It's the NFL Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Denver Broncos. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. On the return, it's Alex Erickson. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. They go play action here on first down. They've got his man complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. He got 29 yards that time. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, got stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
1st and 10 for Dalton. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
On the ball. Here you go, can.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. They showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's Bernard. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of down.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Giovanni Bernard, 31 yards. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And he'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, it's Keenum. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Let's go.
Out Keenum throwing on second. He's got it. The tight end, Jeff Hireman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Here you go, boy.
They'll run with D'Angelo Henderson, and he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
All right. Go doctor, doctor. Hey, go Roger.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Keenum going to try and throw on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Let's go, let's go. Roger, Roger, Roger. Hey, go Roger.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Let's go, let's go. All right. Go doctor, doctor.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
53.
And they'll run it here. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Again, here's Bernard.
And there was
Bernard churning, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Let's go. Let's go.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They fake the handoff. Now Keenum steps away. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Hey, let's go. Roger. 22.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. That's caught. It's Thomas. And here he'll get it down to the 7. First catch there for Thomas. It's a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
53.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Keenum now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They come out here in the eye. They give it to him running left. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. On third down, that's Lindsey. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Now they're running on the toss. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. Bengals offense, they trot back onto the field. Let's talk about the wide receivers. Everybody in Cincinnati, they know what they're getting out of A.J. Green. He's over 550 career catches. He seems to do it every season. But what about John Ross? Because he was a top 10 pick. What, no catches last year?
0 catches, number 9 pick in the draft. The speed overwhelming, 4.22 40-yard dash at the combine, which set a new record. For them to get no production from him, well, that's got to change. And already in this preseason, in their game against Buffalo, first play of offense for Cincinnati, they throw the deep ball to John Ross. He makes about 15 moves, beats 2 guys to the end zone, and got a few other plays from him as well throughout that game. Expect to see him touch the ball often, whether he's catching it or maybe even a few jet sweeps.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Here's Dalton. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he is going to have the first down as he's up to his own 13-yard line. They get 9 there, and in the process escaping their end zone, picking up a first down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, here's Keenum. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
There you go, 368. Go on the hook.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here you go, 368.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. Going deep downfield for Ross. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
Take 2.
On second down, here's Keenum. Stepping up, he'll try and run. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Let's go.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone, so they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The final act of the first half. Dalton, he finds Ross. Right side, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Keenum now on first down. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On second down, here's Keenum. And he hits his man on the out route, Demaryius Thomas. It's a big play. Keenum to Thomas. 44 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
53. 22. No, Roger.
On third down, it's Lindsey. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. And McManus able to put it through. And the lead grows to 4. It's 11-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy.
Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear tucking him.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Oh, he shifts past him. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
That catch good for 5. It's third down. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the third in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
They'll try on fourth. Here's Dalton. And able to find Green. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. Bullock good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Bullock out now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Trying to improvise. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Keenum to throw on 2nd down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they'll get him down here at the 23. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Take 2. Hey, go, Roger.
Shotgun snap for Keenum. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to do with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Go, on the ball! On the ball!
Again, it's Mixon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Dalton now to pass. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Go, on the ball!
Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Andy Dalton now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
368!
Mixon with a first down carry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
That's a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play, and it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation. 28 toss. And 28 toss was their bread and butter.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
On the ball!
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And Green with a catch right side. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to